Hello, my beautiful soul family. Welcome to my channel, The Mystical Hummingbird. I'm happy that you can be here with me today and we can share a few moments where I can express my thoughts about life and my journey that that I have been in for so many years. And it's a beautiful day today in June. I find myself in the desert area in Utah. It's very hot here. And it still amazes me to think that in other areas of the world it's cold and then it's winter, but here we have summer. And I have to say, I miss the ocean. I miss the waves. I'm an ocean girl. I love the ocean. Well, I've been thinking what I would bring to you today, and I was thinking of this one quote, actually several quotes, and there's one particular one from this famous writer. I'm trying to think. I think it's Oscar Wilde. It's because there's so many in my head that let me think. It is, I believe it was him that said it. It was about, okay, here it is. Actually, yes. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. And to think, when I first read that a long time ago, to just exist in this life, to me would be like walk around sleeping without being aware of anything, just living life like pretty much many people do. And because I've been in this self journey for so many years, where I have found that by losing myself, because I have lost myself to find myself. There were many things that I could not accept, that I no longer accepted. So I thought, I want to reconstruct, I want to redo. Like, sometimes you're not satisfied with your wardrobe or your home, and you do remodelation, you remodel, and you change your car because it's either older, or you want something different. Well, for me, because I've been in this journey since I was just a tiny little girl, I have, and I am, the thing with me, that I have self-awareness. And to have this awareness has brought me to where I am today, where I can tell you, I cannot just exist. To exist would be to just, well, everything has purpose, even to just exist. And then I can see it's a choice that you make, or that we make. But to come and tell you how my life is being with me, how my life is changing because of the things that I am doing, because of the awareness that I am giving to my life. It's like I've opened many, many little windows. And when I open these windows, I get the most beautiful views. Why? Because by opening up these different windows, I give myself options of what I get to watch and observe and experience. Thus, to give ourselves, or give myself, a life that is worth living. And to live is a rare thing, because to truly live, what does that mean to you? To truly live. To truly live. Because you probably or think, who do I have out there in the world that I can think that could be like, oh, I could look up to that person. And for me, I have yet to find someone that I would say, oh, I would like my life to look like that. Mm-mm, no. And I think for me, it's because I am so independent, and I am, I have, by losing myself, I have found what I am after in this life. And I don't need anyone's, with all due respect to everyone, I do not need no one's acceptance of me, no one's, what is the word? Besides acceptance, validation. Care what people think. Like I said, with all due respect to everyone, I do not need anyone's validation to tell me, oh, you're doing a good job, or this is awesome. And like I've said before, I have this channel that I've opened, and I was asked by Spirit like many years ago now. And it took me a long time it took me about 8 months, because when I opened up the channel in 24, I had been asked a year before, and I kept on going back and forth, and I would say, well, what am I going to share? What am I going to talk about? And what this and what that? And my life is very filled with experiences, spiritual experiences, since I was a little girl. And there are many, and I'm not here to boast or anything like that, because there's no difference between you and me, except I chose this path, and maybe the path has chosen me. Because for me, I cannot not see myself not being a spiritual being, because this is what I am. This is what we all are. I am not just this vessel that I'm in. I've been in many other vessels in other lives. And in actuality, within this life, I've lived many lives within this life. And you think, oh, what are you talking about? Well, you're a baby. When you're a baby, you come out of your mother's womb, or whether you have a C-section, whatever, and then you're a baby. So you're living the life of what? A baby. And that's when you first attach yourself to your mother. If you are given the opportunity to have a life with a mother that is loving, and so you get the best of both worlds from your mother and your father, and you have a wholesome family life. Some people have had that. Not everyone can say that, because some people were born into parents that were drug addicts, alcohol, and all types of different situations and different types of family dynamics that creates a child, it creates a personality. So I have to say that for myself, I'm grateful for the life that I have had. It has not been perfect, no. I have had pain and suffering, emotional and physical, and like everyone else. But one thing with me, from the get-go, from when I can remember, I have felt awareness of myself and how I am in this world, and I have had so many questions. And even though I did not go to I had a higher education because I wanted to, but responsibilities were thrown at me because of the situations that we were living in. I am the oldest of my siblings, so I was asked to learn to cook really early, because my mother worked at night and my father worked in the daytime, and I had brothers and sisters that needed care. So I learned many things. And because of that, I also feel I'm grateful for that, because it's helped me become the person that I am today. But the part that I love about this discoveries that I've been doing about me, when I say I lost myself, I surrendered years and years and years ago. And I think I've been doing this in different forms. Because when, okay, you're a baby, you go through being a baby, then you're a toddler, and then you continue to grow, and then, you are a adolescent, and then you become older. So you do live different lives within this life. And it's all about the evolution of your soul, the evolution of your mind, the evolution of your experiences, what you bring and what you accept and what you fight for. And most of us have not known how to fight for ourselves, not to have a voice. Many of us have not had a voice. Many of us have not been allowed to have a voice due to the circumstances that we have lived within, whether it's in our families. Some children have been put in homes because the family was completely broken, and so they have been adopted, or they have been in centers where taken by the state. And so everyone has different lives. Now, what I want to get to, and I'm not going to talk too much about this, but it's of my findings, because by surrendering into me, and I was like the best one time. I want to say, and I don't say this proud, but I was the best. Um, Remember, I do speak different languages, and sometimes they come and there's a store in my mind. When a person is woe is me-itis all the time, and, oh, why did this happen to me, and da 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 da. The victim. Well, I had the victim. I played the victim like I could have won an Oscar, and I could have created an ocean, a new, besides the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. I would have created my own ocean with all the tears that I have shed. But what has happened to me through all of this, I have had awareness of my condition, and I am aware of things that do not sit well with me. And so I am very outspoken. And sometimes I have to bite myself and watch what I say. Besides being Sagittarius, that's one of my sign, my personality is very Sagittarian. I'm a free thinker, and I am very aware that my life, that I am responsible for my life. I am responsible for everything I experience. Now, to have a life where you just exist, that cannot be for me. So I'm telling you, lose yourselves. When I say that, don't know if you get me, because it's something gradual that happens to us when we are conscious or conscientious of ourselves. By breathing constantly, and breathing conscientiously, consciously breathing 24/7, it has helped me stay focused in the present. Now, to create a marvelous and exquisite life, because this is, I feel I deserve, and I feel you all deserve that. But no one gives you that. You give that to yourselves. And how do you do that? Is by discovering what you love, by discovering who you are. Where do you see yourself in this world? What role do you play? Do you want to help others? Do you see yourself working with people? Are you a social butterfly? Do you like singing? Are you a musician? Do you play instruments? Do you paint? I feel that the quality of life that we live, the quality of life that we live is due to the love we have for ourselves. Now, if we have a self-awareness and we know who we are, we will live a life that, it may sound selfish, but we need to be a little selfish, people. We need to. No one's going to think about what you really want. No one's going to give you what you desire. We give that to ourselves. And how do we do that? By trusting, by believing in us, by knowing that there's something more behind. Life has so many doors, so many windows we can crawl through. And I personally think that it can be so much more. It can be so much more. I observe people, I observe children, how they play. They are living the moment. They have no worries and qualms about bills or about this or about that, except what they're doing at that moment. I haven't seen so many children playing these days because most kids nowadays, they play with their phones and their gadgets, and I don't see very many playing in the mud like I used to, or unless they go on vacations with their parents, if they take them to the beach or they take them to the zoo, they take them to camping and be out in nature and things like that, which I think that's marvelous. But for me, to get to the point of self-discovery and get to the point where you can make changes in your life, we've been endowed with power. We're not powerless beings, but you need to believe that. You need to see that in yourself and find that and nurture that. Many people are in relationships that no longer serve them, but they stay. And they don't do themselves any service. I know of people like that. Some have been dear friends, and they just don't, they rather not confront their truths, and it's hard for them because they become comfortable, I don't want to rock the boat. Let's just stay in this. I can't be like that. I have been alone for many, many, many years. And I am so happy that I've been alone for so many years, because I haven't been alone in actuality. Because when you say alone, I am, like you could say, a lone wolf. That's by choice. And by doing that, I have traveled by myself. I am my best friend. I go out to dinner in a wonderful restaurant by myself. I can go to the movies by myself. And I listen to people. I listen to some friends, and they're all trying to find dates and trying to figure, to fill their life with find someone, instead of going within and finding themselves. Because when you find yourself and lose yourself, you find your true self. And then all the other things are dear to you. The universe just brings them to you in a platter, pretty much. There is so much that I want to share with you. I am a very deep person, and I know that perhaps maybe even for that reason, this channel has not been watched by thousands of people. And even though I've been here for just for some years now, and it's okay, because personally I know of a few people that have not even made a comment in my channel. but they have contacted me personally, and they have told me that I have helped them. And that is the only thing I want to do, is to help people so they can find themselves and see, remove the veil from their eyes and remove the mask and be authentic with themselves and give themselves grace, forgive themselves, because no one is perfect, and to live an exquisite life and give yourself the most beautiful life that you can muster. And no one can give you that. We give ourselves that. We give ourselves our lives. And to do that, we need to have what? Self-love. And you need to fight for that love. And you need to fight for your dreams. Whether you see yourself, I don't know, there are just so many things out there that you can do. I see myself creating something to help other people, and I want to create businesses and being financially stable and independently wealthy, and all these things for me are very important because I don't want to depend on anyone. Myself and God and I are one. He gives me ideas. I am in this path, I wish that I could share more things, more spiritual experiences with you, but sometimes I feel a little shy about it because I'm no better than anyone. I'm just a humble person. I'm just me. And I wish that there was more of a community where people were not so judgmental, because people are judgmental. And I want to see people more broaden their horizons and broaden their minds and remove that, the judgment from their mind that this is so. Because if I change me, I can only change me. And then by doing that, then others can do this the same. They can change themselves. So to give ourselves an exquisite life and to live, to truly live, be 100% in your life, where you are your own author. You are your own, you construct your life, you create your life, you are the architect, you are the writer of your narratives, you are the creator of this beautiful landscape of the garden of your mind. Because once you create it, the universe takes care of the rest and it creates it for you. We are not powerless beings. We are, I've said it before, but I don't know how many believe this, that you are a walking God. You're walking goddesses. There is another quote that said, he wrote and said, "We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars." And I can't say for my life I'm not living in a gutter. No, I'm very grateful for my life. I have a very beautiful life. I'm not living in a gutter. But I do look at the stars daily and search for them, because I know one of my many homes is out there. And to remove ourselves from being cynical, from lying to ourselves, from all the other melodies that we find in this world, and create a new person. Because we are always in a new stage of evolution, because you don't need to go back and be a baby to have a new life. You just have a change of mind. You take what works for you and you create something new. Like if you don't like that recipe, then you discard the things, the ingredients that you don't like, and then recreate a new one. And I love this thought that we can do that with our lives, that we can do that. We there's and it's all about learning. When you lose yourself, when we lose ourselves, we find ourselves. And what joy to find yourself and say, wow, I let go of that, but then I got this instead. And I love this side of me. I don't know if you've ever done that, but I have. I love music, and music is my muse, and she inspires me and takes me to galaxies and places unknown. And it's it sometimes it boggles my mind how my life is, and I live not alone. I'm a caretaker / nurse of someone, of my little patient I take care of, and she's going to be 27, no, excuse me, 28 in August. And I look at her life and we can say she doesn't have any choices. I do believe that she had the choice when she came here. And some people will disagree with me, but it's not about being who's right and who's wrong. I'm observing her life, and I make a great big part of her life. The condition of her life depends completely on me. She's like a baby. A baby depends on her mama. A baby depends 100% on her mother and father, like the little birds that are tiny, the little animals in the forest. Nature teaches us. So we're all brought in different situations. Life puts us in different situations so that we can either, and everything is to have a learning experience. If you learn about patience, you learn about yourself, learn about what you want to do in your life in the future, and gratitude, and have gratitude. By having gratitude, that's one of the most beautiful things, because I could probably speak for hours on gratitude and tell you the amazing things I experienced, because there are angels around us. There are beings that love us. Our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents, and ancestors that we don't remember and have not met. But our lives are rich, and we are enriched with each other's companies and stories and experiences of family lives, regardless of what it may. Some have dark lives where everything is sad, but you don't have to stay there. You can move. You can ask for help. You can remove yourselves from there and then have a change of mind. Because when you have a change of mind, then you allow yourself to open new windows and new possibilities for yourself. And then have trust in yourself and create joy in your life. Create things that will bring joy to you, whether it's through things that you create with your hands, or you decide to come and help. And there's places that they always need help in the hospitals. They need people to read to the elderly. There are places, the places where the elderly people are. There's not very many people that go there and help. And I say this because I used to go with my mother. My mom would go. She did it like several times a week. She did it. She baked cookies and took them. Many of them have not been visited for years and years and years. They dropped them off the first month or so. They get visited, and then no more. And these elderly people are forgotten. And the elderly deserve to have love. They deserve to have to feel that they are appreciated, because they gave their lives to a family. And children need to be taught that, and to learn to respect their parents, and and they're elderly, and there's just so many things. And then I look at the world, the situation right now with the so-called wars here and there, and this someone was bombarded here, and I'm not going to get into that, but it's so sad to think that we are still living in a world where people are fighting over a piece of land or oil or power, instead of concentrating and seeing the beauty of life and seeing what country needs help, and then gather ourselves together as a whole that we are, because the universe, the whole entire universe, this country, and then all the other countries create this world. Can you imagine if we were to come together and become a force and decide, okay, instead of calling it United Nations, I don't know, just unite in love, and then help and get the children off of the streets. Remove the children from the streets in every country in the world. Provide decent, beautiful homes for them, and programs, and then I have so many ideas that I want to, and one day have implemented in the school system. I want to have a class for children that they will be able to go there, and if the child wants to pray, they're allowed to. If they want to meditate, they're allowed to. And if they want to express themselves, through painting or singing or whatever it may be, and help them, and not tell them you got to paint in this square and you got to do it this way because this is how the curriculum says so and it has to be done this way. And teach children to manage, teach them to manage the triggers that they have, because they have a family life and they have their friends and then their society and the media and everything, the anger, and help them to find themselves, and to teach them to find joy, and let them know that they're loved and appreciated and they're needed. Let them know that they are loved, but truly loved. And have things like create little concerts or poetry contests with the kids, or things that will help them develop themselves in different ways, and teach them to help other people, and not have so much. I know that in the world that we live in, everyone wants to do better than better than the Jonases. Like they say, oh yeah, my car's better, or if my house is better, or my wife is better, or my kid is better. There is so much that we need to fix, but everything starts within us. Charity begins at home. We need to give that to ourselves. Give ourselves the love, give ourselves the time, give ourselves the joy. Become responsible for what we are experiencing, and then be an example to others. That's what I see. This is what this is how I, there's just so much, and so much can be done through music, so much can be done through books, so much can be done through food, and create safe spaces for people, for children especially, the kids that want to ride bikes, and they're not allowed to because then the bikes are going too fast. The e-bikes do this, and there's just so many things that need to be looked at, and have special places for them to go. Kids that want to paint, and I know some schools they do, some schools they are doing better, but for the most, I see, I observe, and there are many parents that have to work 2-3 jobs. That should not have to be. They're not giving the children a quality of life. And I've noticed when people are when they want to adopt children, they have to do years of research and go to doctors and go here and do a test and psychological test and this and this and that. And now other people are just popping kids like whatever. And then many kids, families have so many kids that there's no control. The mom, and then the home breaks. Then the mom's single, or the mom takes off, or the dad takes off, and then you have broken families. And I see a lot of that. And you see depression, and you hear this one's got anxiety, this one has ADHD, this one's got depression and anxiety and that, and then under the spectrum they have this, and then popping the pills and taking them to doctors and taking them to therapists. And I think, what is happening to this world? And if you have a piece of land, teach the kids to plant, have them have a connection with Pachamama. Anyway, there's just a lot of things that I observe and watch and see, and see that many things need change. But I so firmly believe and feel so strongly that we need to live, give ourselves the best, chef's kiss type of a life. Do the best you can. Forgive yourselves for whatever things that you may have done. All of us make mistakes. No one's better than the other. But the greatest thing to do, and then I cannot stress this enough, is to have self-love. Have self-love, people. So by having self-love, then you will have the courage to stand up for yourself and be an advocate for your life. Fight for that you desire to live. I believe with all of my heart that there's a special place. There is a special place for each one of us, but we create that. I have that place. That is here and here. I'm not alone. I'm not lonely either. And it's not about relationships. No. I feel that to become whole and wholesome, we give that to us first, instead of going off trying to find one relationship after the other. Because I see this, I observe this. Many people go from one person to another trying to find what they're looking for, and they give pieces of themselves, like little pieces here and there. And in the discovery of it, and I'm not saying that's wrong, because everything that we do, everything that we give have purpose, and try to find to better our lives, it's okay. But I just feel that so many times it is not a waste of time, but it's a waste of energy. Because when you already are, when you feel that you are whole, or you're becoming a whole person, like when I've said before, people say, oh, that person completes me. Nobody completes you. You have to be whole yourself, and you offer that, and that's there. And then you attract that what you are, and then the universe takes care of that. There is such thing as having, I want to say, a partner that's been, I want to say, maybe even written in the stars, or before we came into this life. I know this to be so. And I know it can sound like a romantic notion, but because of the life that I have chosen to live, and because I think the way I do, and because of the experiences that I have, and it's been shown to me, and many, through dreams, through visions, and it's just years and years and years of this knowledge that I know. We are created, and then we take the reins, and we go through life and swim through life and find things and bring things to our lives. But things come to us. But the day you discover and have self-awareness, the day that you decide, hey, wait a minute, this is not working for me. I don't like this building. I need to reconstruct I have to have a new building. You can remove yourself from this vessel, You can go into another building. This is ECS 123. I don't know if you'll follow me with that, but all the things that you will discover by losing yourself. And then also when you lose yourself doing things for others. There's so many others that need help. There's single moms, single dads. There's single elderly people that are by themselves. And even in our own family, we have people that need family members that needs to be sustained, whether it be in a physical manner or emotional manner, or just to let someone know that you love them. That doesn't take much. Love is the most beautiful thing. But once you give it to yourself, when you fill your cup, then it overflows and you have plenty to give to others and share. So I just wanted to tell you that each one of you, even though I don't know you, you're a beautiful human being. And thank you for coming to my channel and listening. And if you want to leave a little comment, or if you want to sign, you're welcome to. And I want to let you know that you are all loved. I know, because I work for the man upstairs. And you think, what's she talking about? The man upstairs is not the man that lives literally here. It's the creator of the universes. And that sounds really out there, but that's just what it is. I work for the creator of the heavens and the creator of humanity. And I can go as far as to say that I'm not from this earth. I know this now. And that's okay too, because many of us are not. But we're all brothers and sisters, regardless of color, regardless of religion, and there's no such thing. That's all that's just stuff that was in here. Be authentic with you. Remove the mask before you. And give the best you to yourself. And then watch the magic happen. Love, don't put conditions. And the conditions that can be, but not in a way when you love. Love is something that you give freely from your heart. Now, of course, having healthy boundaries always. I believe that we all need to have boundaries because the world that we live in. Because of that, but if you are an honest person and you are a happy person, you're a grateful person, and you see the best in people, you see the best in yourself, and then you get up in the morning and you live a happy, joyful day and with gratitude and with lots of ideas of things that will make you happy. Oh, the universe they turn backwards and forwards to serve you. And you have the world at your feet, and everything is an attitude. It's an attitude. Have a beautiful attitude about your life. Have a beautiful attitude about your expectations and have them. Look forward. Have expectations of your life. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Believe in yourselves and create a beautiful life for yourselves. One that you can be proud of, and the day you leave this earth, you will be happy that you have left something that made a difference, and you made someone smile, and you gave love to someone, because people never forget you. I love you all, my beautiful soul family. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourselves and do something good for you. Okay? Bye.